Have you ever been kept up at night by a single thought? A ghost from your past that whispers, "What if? What if you had taken that job? What if you had said what you truly felt?" This feeling is regret. It's one of the most powerful and painful human emotions. It's more than just disappointment. It's a deep, personal ache for a different past. Imagine a choice you made years ago. You were at a crossroads. One path was safe and predictable. The other was risky, uncertain, but held the promise of something you were passionate about. Maybe it was choosing a stable career over starting your own business, or staying in your hometown instead of moving to a new city. You weighed the pros and cons, and you chose the safer route. For a while, everything was fine. Life moved on. But then, years later, you hear about the success of someone who took the riskier path, the path you almost took. Suddenly, that old decision comes rushing back, and the feeling that floods your system is sharp and specific. It's the haunting, heavy weight of regret. Why does it hurt so much? To understand this, we have to look inside the brain. When you experience regret, your brain isn't just feeling sad. It's actively simulating an alternate reality. Neuroscientists have identified a specific region involved in this process, the medial orbitofrontal cortex. Think of it as your brain's what could have been center. When you think about the choice you made and compare it to the better outcome you could have had, this part of your brain lights up. It's literally running a comparison. On one hand, there's your current reality. On the other, there's the idealized fantasy of the path not taken. The gap between those two realities is what generates the painful emotion we call regret. Your brain is telling you, you could have done better. This process serves an evolutionary purpose. Regret is a form of self-correction. It's a powerful teacher designed to help you make better decisions in the future. The pain is a signal. It forces you to pay attention to your mistakes so that you don't repeat them. But sometimes, this system can go into overdrive. We get stuck in a loop, replaying the same decision over and over, trapped by the ghost of a better outcome. This is especially true for certain kinds of regret. Researchers have found a fascinating pattern in what we regret. It all comes down to the difference between action and inaction. Regrets of action are the things we did, but wish we hadn't. Saying something hurtful, making a bad investment, choosing the wrong partner. Regrets of inaction are the things we didn't do. The chances we didn't take, the words we didn't say, the trips we never booked. In the short term, we tend to regret our actions more. That embarrassing thing you said at a party last week feels much more painful right now than the book you never started writing. Action regrets are sharp and immediate. We can see the negative consequences clearly, and the sting is fresh. But as time passes, something shifts. The sting of foolish actions fades. We rationalize them, we learn from them, we forgive ourselves. Over the course of a lifetime, the biggest and most persistent regrets are almost always about inaction. The things we didn't do, the job you didn't apply for, the person you didn't ask out, the creative project you were too scared to start. These are the regrets that haunt us for decades. So why is the regret of inaction so much more powerful in the long run? The answer lies in how our minds deal with uncertainty. When we take an action and it fails, the story has an ending. We have concrete information. We know what happened. We can learn our lesson and move on. The psychological immune system kicks in to help us feel better. But when we fail to act, the story has no ending. It remains an open loop in our minds. The what if is a blank canvas. And our imagination uses that canvas to paint a masterpiece. The job we didn't take becomes our dream career. The relationship we didn't pursue becomes the one true love we missed. Inaction allows us to idealize the missed opportunity, making it seem perfect and flawless. We aren't mourning a real loss, but the loss of a perfect fantasy we created. So how do we escape this painful trap? The key isn't to avoid regret entirely, but to use this knowledge to make better choices moving forward. The next time you face a difficult decision, especially one that involves taking a risk, try asking yourself one simple question. Doing this and having it not work out or not doing it at all. Your brain is already telling you what matters. Regret is not a punishment for your past. It's a compass for your future.